Now these are just some things that I've learned along the way, and they have become my tools to help my phone continue to be the beast that it is. First up, I use Google quite often and I like having it on the ready, waiting for my command.
Tap the mic button, then say, "Okay Google," 4 times.
Okay Google. So train your phone to listen to your command and you're all set.
Okay Google,
It's like having your own personal assistant.
what's the weather like today?
Today's forecast.
Okay Google,
This time we'll try from the lock screen.
what's the weather like in Florida?
It's 74 degrees and clear.
Now I like my phone fast and preferably with no lag, and this is one of the reasons why I bump up my transition speed. So on my Note 4 I head into Settings, General, About Device, and then I tap on the build number 7 times to unlock my developer options. As you can see here, all my animation scales are set to 1x, which is pretty fast. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to set them all to 10x, and that'll be for the dramatic effect. This way, you'll notice the difference right away when I change it. Now that they're all set, let's take a look at the animation. I'll do that by clicking on Window Animation Scale. Wow, and I gotta say, that's pretty slow, right? This is why I set all my animations to 0.5x. I notice the speed difference right away, and it gives my phone the extra boost that I like. So let's just take a quick look around, and as you can see here, things are pretty zippy. It's nice. I just want to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. One thing I recently started doing is getting rid of unused and unwanted apps. As you can imagine, I'm always trying out new apps for my YouTube videos, and I always end up with a ton of stuff on my devices. Every now and then it's good to purge, and it does my Note 4 good. Plus, you get back some extra storage space. I started doing the same thing with widgets on my device. If you've got a Samsung, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, it comes loaded up with widgets when you get it. If you're not using them, then declutter your home screen by getting rid of them. They suck up resources by making calls and refreshing data in the background and using up your valuable resources. Next, now that I've cleaned up the junk on my phone, I can reduce the number of home screens I have. I mean, I really don't need 5 of them. And we're not even done, and I can tell you my phone's getting faster. One thing I'm always worried about is running out of battery power. I have a very long commute to and from work, and that's the time when I use my phone most during the day. So I try to save power by shutting off the things I don't need, like location services, Bluetooth, and NFC. I finally become okay with not having my phone vibrate on key press, so I've shut off haptic feedback by going into Google Keyboard Settings, then Preferences, and unchecking Vibrate on key press. I also try to save on battery power by using the Snapdragon Battery Guru app. This app has a lot of nice features, in fact too many for this video. At a glance you can gauge your Wi-Fi activity and your battery level. You'll also get a sense of which apps are even requesting background data refreshes. Battery Guru learns how you use your phone and helps you keep all of this and more under control. And speaking of control, what a nice segue. Ever had to share your phone with your kids, a niece or a nephew? Did you know that you can set up content filtering, as well as be prompted for your password for all Play Store purchases? For me, my phone's always on lockdown. Thanks for hanging in there, we're almost to the finish line. Next up, if you have a live wallpaper running, and depending on the one you use, that could be adding extra strain to your battery, so let's remove those. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, then you know one of the things that I always do with my Samsung devices is replace my TouchWiz UI. I like to run Nova Launcher, but as you'll see, there's a ton available in the Play Store, so choose what you like. Okay, so things are already looking up and my phone is almost where I want it to be. Next, I have a utility that I use to boost RAM, move, and even uninstall apps. It's called Clean Master. It's easy to use and very intuitive, and I use it daily. It also monitors my phone and identifies suspicious apps. I think that this app is pretty good considering that it's free, and I highly recommend it. When it comes to keeping our Android software up to date, I know that we're at the mercy of our carriers, but it doesn't hurt to try. And the last tip that I have for today's video is I usually reboot my phone once a week, and I also recommend that you do the same. Reboots help to clear the cache and junk data that gets created on our phones at any given time, and it should give it an added boost. If you've made it to the end of this video, then I've included this trick for you. You can now get unlimited Pandora skips, as well as there are no ads. So let's go ahead and get into that. What you're looking at now is the current version of Pandora that's found on the Play Store. And I wanted to show you that it does have ads, as well as you're limited to the number of times that you can skip a track. So let's go ahead and delete that. You'll find a link down below which will contain a Dropbox file that has the APK for Pandora in there. It's 5.3 as you can see here. You'll also need to make sure that you've got your phone set up to download files from unknown sources. And for me, because I'm on my Galaxy Note 4, it automatically does that for me. I get a prompt. And as you can see